Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill that is the coffee company. I don't know what day it is today, but whatever day it is, we're not talking about football. Sod your transfer window. We're not signing anyone. I'm here with Koovs, and we're going to talk about biscuits. How are you doing today, Koovs?
Tired but good.
Yeah.
I don't care about the transfers either, or lack of, or whatever's going on. I just don't even want to look.
Yeah.
It's pointless, isn't it? It's just going to be disappointing or crazy.
It's just that, like, does anyone really think we're going to be signing anyone today? I don't think we are. I am very much in the opinion that the reason they're signing Pedro Porro today is to try and silence the protest they're doing later. It makes utter sense. It's exactly what they would do. But before we get into a football chat, which we don't care about, let's welcome to see who is in the chat. Hello, Mr. Fullball. Hello.
Straight away onto football chat.
Yeah, Fullball. Shut up, Fullball. It's not true. It's not real. Stop trolling us, buddy. But big up. Mr. Chris Agenbar. Spurs are in talks to sign Ivor Biggin. We're signing 2 more people on top of Porro. Why is everyone talking about football? Bring your favourite biscuits to the table, lads. Biscuits. We don't care about football. Everyone put your favourite biscuits in the chat and why they're not biscuits. This is a new day. Everything is different. It's opposite day, isn't it?
So we're going for what things that are classed as biscuits but shouldn't be, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to take a bit more research, isn't it?
Like wagon wheels.
Or brandy snaps and things like that. Yeah, okay.
You brought up the question, Ben. I was just answering. Shut up, Carl. Big up Five Guys. Big up Five Guys. No, not soggy biscuits. No, down ball. What would you say is a biscuit but isn't a biscuit?
Well, just did one. Brandy snaps. That always gets counted as sort of biscuits, doesn't it?
Why is it a biscuit, though? It's horrible.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some reasonable thing. Well, I mean, there's some that are like crackers, but you think they're sort of could be biscuits.
Yeah.
I mean, which is really like, something like a Jacob's cream cracker. Is it really a biscuit? Because it functions as one in a lot of ways.
In a way, it does.
Does a biscuit have to be sweet?
Yeah. No, it doesn't. If you're from the States, then you have sausage gravy. But that's not.
What about those flotation devices in swimming pools? Don't they get called?
They always like biscuits, aren't they? Someone eats them. There's always one.
Wouldn't like to dunk them in my tea, but at least I'm not going to drown.
Yeah, absolutely. What is a fig roll? It's nasty, is what it is. It's absolutely disastrous things.
It's like if there's some sort of party going on in hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. It's just thousands of those. And
it's like, what's it called? It's like a load of congealed green bottle flies made into a snack. It's just revolting. Have a proper biscuit. Have a ginger snap. Absolutely delicious thing.
I'll reject anyway that anybody says figs are proper fruit because it isn't. Yeah. It's just sugar, isn't it?
Yeah, it is just sugar. I almost say the same thing about dates, but dates are really tasty.
Well, depends where you're who you're dating, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But then you can turn them into sticky toffee puddings, and they're delicious.
Again, depends on who you. No, we go.
Depends on your sticky toffee pudding. That's a analogy I didn't think we were going to get today.
Started early.
Big up Mark Cousins. Big up Ben and Cooper. Don't do biscuits. I don't know. There's got to be some biscuits.
You must be aware of the concept of a biscuit, though.
Yeah, surely, Mark. Death by fig roll, not the way to go. Absolutely no, not right.
That sounds like something that could be a catchphrase from sort of 1980s movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking of the Lost Boys one with death by stereo.
Yeah. Afternoon, Al. Big up to everyone. Here's an argument that's always in my family, and it's of the humble bourbon. He has them to hands. I'm not the biggest fan of bourbons, but there's a time and a place for them. Are there people that my mother vehemently hates bourbons? Like she thinks they're bitter and they're just boring. What's everyone? I know you're the type of guy that likes a bourbon, Koovs, but
no, I'm not bothered by them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think probably the best way to have them is with warm custard.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For a game of soggy biscuit again. No, let's not go with that. Bad Cooper.
Oh yeah. All right, Phil. Oh, rich tea. Rich teas are tasty, but why have they not made a biscuit that tastes like a rich tea but lasts more than 2 seconds in your cup of tea? They're pointless.
Do you really think they're tasty? To me, it tastes like water in solid form with a little bit of sugar mixed in.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a sweetness, but they just I think a rich tea is supposed to do is suck the thing you're dipping it in. It's like a hot chocolate or a nice cup of tea or a coffee, and they take on the flavour of that drink. But they never last long enough. What's the point?
Yeah, what is the point?
What is the point of a rich tea biscuit?
For me, they're one of those food types where they could easily be confused as packaging.
Yeah, they could actually also be thing as a cheese biscuit because they don't really taste of anything. Again, it's the same thing. Jacob's cream crackers taste basically the same as a Jacob's cream cracker actually lasts longer.
What about Hovis biscuits? Because they often get served with like cheddar and things like that.
Yeah.
And I thought this is way too sweet to go with cheese.
Yeah.
But
depends on the cheese though. If you put it with a brie or a camembert, it would work, I think. But maybe not something like
that. I kind of think cheddar's probably one of the few you could get away with it because for me, it's got to be something really sour, kind of, really tangy. So you got like a sweet and sour crunch, and then it kind of works. But for me, it's a waste. It's a betrayal of the taste of the cheddar.
I think it is as well because cheddar is good on its own. Why would you put? You could have it on a water biscuit probably. A water biscuit would be nice. A bit of double cluster as well on a water biscuit. But I don't think you would... Cheddar would not go well with something sweet. You mask the flavour of the cheddar. You want the cheddar to be the...
What about those little biscuits that they do in like Holy Communion or whatever it is? The
don't know what that is, Koovs.
I don't know what it is. It's a mystery thing. I always thought it was the things out of a game of Connect 4.
Yeah, they look like it, don't they? But I've never done a Holy Communion, so I wouldn't know.
Neither have I.
We just get hooked on whiskey after shul because that's what they provide us.
Are there any other religious ceremonies where you eat food that looks like it should be in a sort of Waddington's board game?
Possibly.
Is this a genre? No, I don't think it is.
Yes, say matzah. You can get the circular matzah, which very much looks like those, but they're bloody horrible. I wouldn't give one of those to my worst.
I suppose Kaplunk looks like uncooked spaghetti being jabbed in.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, perhaps it is a genre after all.
Yeah, perhaps it is. There's nothing wrong with a plain digestive. They work. What is the point?
That works for cheddar as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because it's a bit salty as well. It's a bit salty, so it would work. Going to the City game, bloody hell, more football. Looking forward to welcoming our new signings. A Poro winner. Can you imagine that? It's not happening. Cheese equals migraine, so not for me. I love it. I love a bit of cheese. A bit of cheese is great. Afternoon, Paddy. I've seen more of Coover in the past few days than I have seen my missus.
Big up, Paddy.
Big up, Paddy. But yeah. Communion wafers, blah. I wouldn't know. I've never had one. Thoughts on the signings? We're not doing football. We're signing. What have I got in this mini eggs thing? This is our signing. We've got biscuits. That's our signings for today.
That's looking like ginger biscuits.
Ginger snaps and we've got chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of ginger snaps, I must admit.
I do like them. I think they're great for tea.
I love the crunchiness. It's just I never feel they're like ginger enough for my liking.
Yeah, I do understand that. But that bit of ginger really helps cleanse the palate for a cup of tea. I think that it takes the aftertaste of a cup of tea off. So I love them. Communion bread is a wafer. Oh no, not this much.
So if you cover it with chocolate, it becomes a chocolate then.
Who knows? Who knows? Love cheese so much it's dangerous. Never know when to stop. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I always think if I'm having a really dull, boring day, knock back a bit of cheese at the end of the day and then nod off to sleep. You'll have wild dreams. I love it.
You do.
That's a legal high, isn't it? But you have to be asleep to experience it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of hobnobs. Hobnobs are like that. They're a solid biscuit. Like if you want a biscuit, that is what you want. It's just full of flavour, oaty, dipped well in tea.
Hobnobs, that's your sort of Muhammad Ali or your Pele of biscuits.
Yeah, just solid.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Gold bars, which ones are those?
I can't remember gold bars personally.
I'm going to have to look that one up. This is important stuff.
Great movie though. Is Ginger Snaps a movie? It must be. The sequels are solid too. Interesting. Cover it with chocolate, it becomes a Kit Kat. Apparently the biscuit thing is Jesus' body. Wine is his blood. I passed on the mayonnaise. You passed on the mayonnaise.
Gold bars look like a sort of wholemeal crunchy biscuit covered in I think it's like a Caramac type chocolate, you know, that sort of it looks like it. Well, it's kind of a golden look to it. I've never heard of those before.
Someone in the community said they were going to send me Caramacs and they never did it, so I'm still annoyed about that. I need to try it. I've never seen Caramacs in the shop, but I want to give it a go.
When I was about 9, I think it was, me and one of my friends, we've been saving all the Caramac wrappers, and when they used to do coupons that you could take to the shopkeeper, and we had hundreds of them. We went in and cleaned out his stock of Caramac. We just handing these things over, and it was funny because as he's counting them all out on the counter, you can see his shoulders lowering, the sigh coming on, because it's a load of crap he has to deal with rather than getting some cash.
Yeah, it's
used to love that sort of thing. Yeah. Bring back more coupons for kids. That's what's necessary.
Bring that back. Alan is saying, love a ginger nut biscuit with a nice cuppa. Also, Biscoff is lovely without. Biscoff is great. The chocolate covered Biscoff is fantastic.
I've never been a fan of chocolate generally, but I've just thought, how about Micados?
Yeah, Micados are fantastic.
And also, how do you stand on Matchmakers? Is that strictly a chocolate, or is that more? Is that a little bit of a?
I think that's the grey area. It's like the neutral zone in Star Trek.
It's fair.
Have you ever tried rich tea biscuits with loads of butter? That's interesting. Salted butter or not salted butter? Question. They're a bit like.
Well, you can't really go there if you're looking to dunk it, though, can you? You wouldn't put butter in your tea, so.
No.
You're a madman, Paddy. Absolute madman. That's what it is.
Big up, Bobby K. Lovely to see you, buddy. If you want the link, I will happily send you the link. You're probably working this morning, but give me a shout if you want to come on for a bit. Bueno, but Buenos are not. See, when you talk about Kit Kats being chocolate bars,
is that the Kinder thing?
Is a Kinder Bueno a biscuit? Because that is more wafer than chocolate, and it's got the hazelnut cream.
Well, it's a biscuit then.
There we go. We're gonna have to ask the only person that can really tell us this, and that's Paul Stewart. He's the only person that can tell us whether it's a chocolate bar.
You know what? We should genuinely email him about this sort of thing.
We're gonna do it at some point. We're going to do it.
Please, our saviours.
Yeah.
Please answer our question. Yeah. Gold bars with caramel and one plain chocolate. They have a nutty taste. Very big in Ireland. Fair.
At work, so just drop a quick hello, drop a like. Thank you, Bobby. Lovely to see you as always.
Big up, mate.
Enjoy your day at work. Not salted butter. So I think rich tea biscuits with non-salted butter.
Is this back to a week-old game of soggy biscuit again?
I think probably like a gold bar. I don't know. I don't think you'd do that. Just stick with a crumpet.
Is non-salted butter overrated as well? I think it is.
Oh, it depends on the butter. If it's French butter, I love it. If it's not French butter, I'm not a fan.
I think the saltiness really makes it, though.
Yeah, it gives you that
Saltiness.
Yeah, you got to have that saltiness. That's what makes it.
It's such a major taste group, isn't it? The saltiness. Yeah.
You got to have the butter.
And yet again, back to soggy biscuit. No, we're not back to
try it. Trust me, you will love it. It looks like we're going to have to try this later. We're going to have to do this. Can't do it live on stream.
The biscuit butter off.
Yeah, biscuit butter
See
off.
Which one works with butter the best.
Because if you are familiar with Dutch desserts, which Danny Kyriakou is, one of their most delicious things is Hagelslager. And that is just, it's like, what's it called? It's the chocolate sprinkles. But they have that on bread with butter in, and that is phenomenal. That is absolutely, and it has to be salted butter. So that works. You have the creamy chocolate with the salted butter with the bread. I think that's brilliant. Where do you stand on blue ribbons? I can't remember if I had a blue ribbon.
I remember the wrap. I know I've had them. I can't remember it, though. I've got a feeling there's sort of rippled layers of wafer and chocolate, if I remember rightly. Probably caramel in it as well.
Yeah. That's a chocolate bar, not a biscuit, apparently.
Yeah, that's...
Again, it's a crisp wafer biscuit with a very thin layer. See, in that sense, that is almost more a biscuit than a chocolate bar because it's a thin layer. They've specifically said wafer with a thin layer. So then you could say that is a biscuit because it's the wafer with the chocolate rather than the chocolate with the wafer.
No, again, though, if it exists as a wafer before adding chocolate, then it is a biscuit.
We're going to have this argument again. Get off your white horse, Cooper.
Yeah, a bit of a fallout with Shawnee the other night, but we've made up since then. This is good.
Big up, Shawnee. Big up, Shawnee. Hi, everyone. Big up, Eugene. Hopefully you're well. Is a club a biscuit or a chocolate bar?
Oh, without doubt, a biscuit. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Yeah.
It's there in the song.
Yeah, it's in the song, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it's a biscuit bar. It is a biscuit.
And it also proves the other point. It's not to do with the quantity because they're saying there is a lot of chocolate on this.
On your biscuit.
It's still a biscuit.
Yeah, because they have specified biscuit. Yeah. Levy Crunch out of our club. Big up, Clement. Hopefully you're well. I don't know if I've ever seen
Levy Crunch.
Levy Crunch. I wonder what Levy would like as a biscuit. Probably something like a rich tea.
You wouldn't be able to eat it because you'd be getting it on loan.
With an option to buy over installments.
An option to discuss eating it later.
Obligation to buy a biscuit. I've never had that before. It's like, is that a tab? No, it's not.
What would he do if he ran the club shop? There'd be no merchandise in there. It would just be him going to a different till each time and discussing what people want to buy.
Yeah. Levy would buy like a chocolate biscuit in installments, even though the chocolate has shrunk, What is it? It's cast cotton, isn't it? We want a lot of chocolate on our biscuit. Join the club. Big up, Phil P.
And is there anything worse than knockoff biscuits?
Oh,
things that look like a jammy dodger but do not taste like a jammy dodger.
There's only one jammy dodger. And because Phil P is in the house, we've got to give him the traditional woohoo. I can't do it anymore. Woohoo.
Woo!
Big up. Levy would have a bite every 5 months. If he was satisfied, he might buy it. Yep.
True.
But yeah,
he might buy it. Not even then. It's not a commitment to buy. It's just might.
But I'm in total agreement. I hate it when people make a jammy dodger and then call it a jam. A jammy dodger is a jammy dodger.
Here's a really difficult question. Which is better, the jammy dodger or the jammy dodger creams?
The normal jammy dodger, in my opinion.
See, I'd go with the creams.
It's not a jammy dodger anymore. It's creamy dodger.
Yeah, but it's not the jam in the middle. It's not, I must admit, I'll favour those out of the two.
Yeah.
What if you encased the whole lot in really solid chocolate?
Yeah. It might work. I don't think jam and chocolate would work well at all, would it? Especially the jam they use is really sweet. If it was more of that sharp raspberry jam, it would work, I think. But because it's sweet strawberry.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But I very much, I'm a fan of the original jammy dodger.
Here's going straight off biscuits a little bit, but here's a puzzle for you. Turkish Delight. We all know it's absolutely gack and should never be eaten by anybody.
Yeah.
But what if you remove the chocolate, or it never had chocolate on it in the first place? What is it?
Jelly?
No, you can't count that as jelly. Jelly's nice.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the jelly. Some of them are really bad.
I'd look at it, I think, more as a sort of congealed perfume.
Congealed blancmange.
No, again, blancmange, it's not that bad. It's there's something about Turkish Delight that is pure evil.
Yeah.
In fact, that's probably what's put me off the whole of the chocolate genre. It's they exist somewhere amongst that, like it's tainted.
It's revolting.
I'll be taking a flamethrower down the aisle of Tesco's on that deal with that.
It's awful, like absolutely awful. I wonder what would be in an Agenbar chocolate bar. I have no idea what would be in an Agenbar chocolate bar. You're very well travelled, Chris, so it'd have to be something slightly exotic, I think. Where are we on custard creams? I like a custard cream.
I think in Agenbar chocolate, it would have to be something along the lines of you're eating normal chocolates and then you suddenly bite into one and go, oh, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's what would be an Agenbar chocolate. Something a bit exotic. I don't know, Chris, but it has a ring to it. Yeah, it does. Saying Levy would loan biscuits to make a profit. Yeah, he would. Question for both of you. What would be your ideal biscuit made up of different biscuits? They've already made it. It's the Fox's half digestive and half chocolate chip cookie. That is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I feel it's got to have chocolate hobnob in there at some point.
That's why I like the Fox's biscuit, because it's got that chocolatey hobnob coating, but then it's got the chocolate biscuit on the bottom, the chocolate cookie. I think they're absolutely phenomenal.
I've just got you know what? I think a chocolate hobnob with a custard cream bottom half.
Yeah, would be very tasty. Yeah. Q, if you only had one biscuit for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would be a chocolate hobnob. They are just so solid.
One question for the rest of your life. I think it's not so much what the biscuit is; it just has to be about a mile wide.
Yeah,
that'll do it. Okay. One choice. I'll go boring chocolate digestive.
Yeah, it's just solid.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to say Turkish Delight. Put you off Turkey. Yeah. You even lost Turkey. He's been to Turkey.
Yeah.
Big up, Biccie. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Cream pies. I don't think are you being dirty, Eugene? He's being dirty here. Oh, yeah. Big up. What about custard pies? Love custard pies. But if it's a cream pie, it's got to be banana. It's one of the best American desserts.
It's like chocolate hobnob, right? Oh, well, in that case, good stuff then. Chocolate
hobnobs are great. Al saying, don't like hobnobs. So annoying digging the bits out for the next hour. I think that's the best bit about them. Texture. Texture is incredible.
I think you want to sort your life out, Alan. That's a bonus, that is.
Yeah, that is a real problem. Levy's been blowing custard pies on our faces for 22 years. He has been.
No, that would cost too much, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Morning, Ian. Hopefully you're well. Send us your favourite biscuit. And no, your biscuits over there are not biscuits. Calm it down, will you? You don't have sausage with a biscuit. Fact.
That's a motto to which you should live your life by.
Yeah, don't have sausages with
Never have a sausage with a biscuit.
Yeah, it's always a cup of tea.
Mind you, they did do some very strange things over in America when I was there that I really enjoyed. Yeah. Like going for breakfast and having, bacon, eggs, and then they put maple syrup on it.
Yeah, I like that. Sweet and salty.
Wow. Then I was converted. I thought this really works. I thought I'd hate it. Don't usually like sweet stuff, but that was amazing.
First word I heard Ben was say it was cream pie. I got really confused for a bit. Yeah, you got confused. You do in the good old US of A. Well, you lot are wrong, as much as I love you lot. But you don't have sausages with biscuits. It's not happening. The Fox's seriously chocolatey biscuits. Yep, they're amazing. They are seriously good.
Foxes do make some damn fine biscuits, to be fair.
Yeah. American breakfast is supreme. Interesting. I can't disagree with them, but I cannot agree with them. It's like I do love a full English. I don't think there's anything better than a full English with a massive mug of tea. I think that is food for getting stuff done.
When I was in LA, we went to a diner for breakfast with a girl I was with, and the woman working behind there serving us, she was from Birmingham originally.
Yeah.
And
she was a brother.
When you were asking about the breakfast, she comes over and says to Sandy, who's a Californian girl, and just going, "Oh, the usual, it's the bacon, eggs, syrup, that sort of thing." But then when she heard I was English, she goes, "Nah, do you want a proper breakfast, mate?" I said, "What?
Right.
Bacon, sausage, egg, toast, and beans, and tomatoes, and mushrooms, and full English."
That is, as James May says, that's food that gets stuff done. Whenever I have like an American or a North American style breakfast, I'll call it. But I just want to pass out and go to sleep. You have a full English and you're like, right, time to do something like welding or going up telegraph poles.
I'm diabetic, so full English, I'm going to sleep. American style, I'm going to sleep as well. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go to sleep after eating.
Yeah. Afternoon, Tom. Afternoon. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Hopefully you're well. I recently picked up, maple syrup aged in whiskey barrel, Whistle Pig rye barrels. It's fantastic. Ooh. Send some of that our way. Big up. Sausages with biscuits. I'll give it a go. Interesting. It'll kill you, but so good. I do love a good English. A full English is that's proper good stuff.
Would you include black pudding in yours?
No, personally not.
See, I love a bit of that as well. The old blood sausage.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, though. Some people hate it.
I mean, got to give it a go. I mean, mostly because it's too sweet, I think. Because one of the things people...
Some can be pretty well spiced, I must admit. The ones I usually get, very peppery. I really like it.
Yeah. Full Irish, basically the full English plus black and white puddings, the intensity. Interesting. I mean, they know how to do a good breakfast in Ireland. They know what they're doing. It's just that they love a bit of hearty food as well. Can't beat a good old bourbon cream with me cuppa. It's not bad, is it? Now you're talking the stuff. Now you're talking stuff the biscuits. I've got to have a tin tomatoes on a breakfast. I like fresh tomatoes. I wouldn't have tin tomatoes on my breakfast.
Yeah, I like fresh tomatoes, but they've got to be cooked properly. It's got to be enough to really get the flavour.
It's got to be crunchy. It's got to have that crunch on the outside. They've got to be seared properly.
Yeah, absolutely. But still juicy enough to
I hate overly soft tomato. It's got to have a bit of no black pudding. just trade it out for something else. Yeah, extra hash browns. I love a good hash brown.
See, I'm not bothered about hash browns, but I'll take them if it's offered with full English. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you?
It's a bit more of because hash browns don't really belong on a full English breakfast. It's
no,
more,
they don't.
That's something that's come later down the line.
That's a little tip of the hat to the Americans. That is.
Yeah. But it works. It certainly works.
Absolutely.
I love a malted milk too. Malted milk's good. I still can't get over how you call sausage pudding. Just used to that custard stuff over here. It's very, very. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's because it's sweet. That's why they call it pudding, because it is a sweeter sausage. It's not like the usual, the salty, the oniony. That's why I think they call it.
True. Yorkshire puddings, nothing sweet about them. Those though, and it's still a pudding, isn't it?
You can have a Yorkshire pudding as a pudding, though.
Yes, you can.
People will have. Well, in Newcastle, they use leftover Yorkshire puddings as a dessert.
Oh, it's like pancakes, really, isn't it? They don't have to be sweet, do they?
Yeah. Have the hash browns or really any. Yeah, you've got to have a bit of something in there. What's your opinion on people having chips on their breakfast? I think that's wrong, personally. I think chips are a lunch or a dinner.
Yeah, it's a lunchtime onwards thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't believe in having chips with your breakfast.
That's just unhealthy with a full English.
That's unhealthy. One of the things people do say that the English breakfast is an English breakfast is actually really good for you in the morning because it's protein. That's what your body needs in the morning. You don't need carbohydrates at all. You need protein to get your body going, which is why a full English is actually really good for you. The protein is really healthy for you. It's the fat.
Bit too much fat, yeah.
Yeah, a bit too much fat. But you need fat. You do need fat in your diet. Otherwise, you would stop working. But can't remember the last time I had a good fry. It's a very good place, Tom. If you go towards Debden, there's a place called Guilotti's. It's a tiny bit expensive, but it's really good. You should go there. There's a good fry up there. Not too far from you at Nust. So jam and cream on a Yorkshire pudding is lovely. Yeah, it is. Jam and cream on a Yorkshire pudding.
Also, if in London you've got the time to spare and you don't mind paying through the nose,
yeah,
I've heard the full English breakfast at Harrods is amazing.
Yeah. The better ones at Hawksmoor. Hawksmoor is the place you get it because you get a chop of a bacon. It's not a slice of it, you get a chop. You got to go there. Fried leftover spuds. Paddy knows.
Absolutely.
Like if you have like old roast potatoes, chop them up and fry them, and then add an egg to them.
Yeah. That's what God rest my mum, but that's one of my favourite things she ever did. She was an absolute whiz with creating something new out of the leftovers.
Yeah.
And saute potatoes, yesterday's boiled spuds or whatever, and then sliced up, fried up. Lots of cracked black pepper, lots of butter. That was the key. Yeah. Amazing stuff. Prefer that to chips.
Yeah. Chips are good, but they can be improved. They can absolutely be improved. I don't believe in discriminating against foods based on time of day. There is a time of day, I think. Like, for example, I know a lot of guys in the States have steak for breakfast, which, again, is really good for you because it's full of protein. But I don't like steak for breakfast. I like to have a glass of red wine with my steak. I'm not going to have red wine at 9 o'clock in the morning. But
yeah, it's true. I don't want to sit down to a roast dinner at sort of 8 a.m. before going to work or something.
Yeah, there is definitely a time of day for many things. Big up, Davo. Big up,
Actually, I'll take that back. I would have a full roast dinner before.
It's delicious.
As long as I didn't have to cook it.
I normally pop down the Fairlock Oak for my English breakfast most mornings, but always a full English the morning after a skinful sorts me right out. Absolutely. The salt dries you out. Definitely no potatoes on breakfast. I've got to take a statin now. Knows I've had too many. Big up. Roasted taters with rosemary and olive oil used the next day in some eggs. So damn good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good combination. Keeping it nice and simple, yet there's enough in there. Yeah, I like that.
absolutely. I have vouch for cream teas at Harrods. I need to book this year. Cream teas at Harrods is good. Cream teas at Harrods are good. I could manage a steak for breakfast. It's not me, but again, that's why, because I like a glass of red wine with my steak. I think that's I couldn't do it in the morning, but
I'd like to have the sort of hip-mounted little container that's got a preserved steak in there. You can just press a button, and after a few minutes, it just pops out a steaming hot steak.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect any time of day.
Steak is great.
Yes, absolutely.
The fat of a steak as well is great when you render it down enough. It just bursts with flavour. I had a steak for breakfast on Sunday, actually. Great stuff, Jason. Great stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I don't know how we went from a biscuit conversation to talking about steaks, but it's all relative.
So that's what I used to love when I was playing football, because I've ravenous appetite when playing football. So I'd have like a whole plate of steak and then a whole bowl of roast potatoes and a whole bowl of sprouts and the veg to go with it and gravy.
Absolutely.
And I used to have so much steak, I think I'll keep some of that because I can have it for breakfast the next day.
Yeah.
And then when you got that steak that you've marinated overnight and you've got all the gravy and everything on top of it, warm that up in the morning. Fantastic breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely massive amounts of protein.
God, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, that's the way to go. That's the reason for this stream, isn't it? Just to make you all hungry.
So you drink more coffee as well?
Drink more. I've had too many coffees today. I've had 4 already because a friend of ours came by and he wanted to try a couple of the new ones. So we've had too many coffees today.
That's an interesting change of subject for you. I find when I drink coffee, I can't have any more than a couple of cups because otherwise I'll start, eyes twitching and I'm hyper. Can feel my heart palpitating sometimes. Yeah. What's the decaf like compared?
Decaf has come leaps and bounds. I mean, the decaf we have, I'll have to send you a bag of it. It's phenomenal. Like, it's stupidly good. It's not just one of the best coffees you can drink. It's not just one of the best decaf. It's one of the best coffees. Like,
nice. Because I must admit, last time I had decaf coffee, I thought, I prefer hot tap water.
Yeah, it stinks as well. A lot of the old because what they used to do is they used to chemically treat it to get the caffeine oil out. Yeah. But now there is ways of naturally doing it, so you don't lose any of that flavour and it doesn't smell. It's delicious.
Naturally doing it. So come on, spill the beans, as it were.
So they wet sugar palm leaves and then wrap the coffee in it, and the sugar palm sucks the caffeine oil out.
I remember now. You did tell me. Yeah.
But then the sugar palm leaves have an inherent sweetness, so they add the sweetness back into the coffee, so you lose none of the flavour, but you've got all the flavour but none of the caffeine. It's fantastic.
Are sugar palms edible?
I believe so. Yeah.
So you could have a really ultra caffeinated sugar palm sort of.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, that could be something. Has anybody thought of doing that?
Yeah. I don't know. Most of the sugar palm I know is used to make my lids and my cups. So that's what I use it for, because it's really sturdy. Want a decent breakfast, just look for the lorries parked up. They know. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I am bad with coffee. I can drink it all day. Yeah, if good coffee, it's dangerous. So glad the boss just fed me. Big up, Al. Big up, Al. Big up, Welshie. Big up, Welshie. Big up. Hopefully you're well, miss. Hopefully well. Thank you so much for sending a card as well. That's really lovely of you, Welshie. That's really, really nice of you. Everyone say hello to Welshie.
That's another reason I was annoyed I couldn't come when Bobby K turned up, because even the likes of Welshie there, I mean, so many people missing out on meeting that time.
Yeah. We got to do it.
Yeah. It's your coffee shop. It's like it's the hub for everything worthwhile in the world.
Hopefully, it's what we're planning to do. It's a hub for many things, that's for certain. But definitely need to organise something next year when you're up for it, Koovs, because there's too many people that will want to meet Koovs. They'll be like, instead of seeing him on a window, you'll see him in a chair. Got to do it. And then we got to get Bobby K over.
or we're going over for the Canadian sort of exploration, because my kids are dying to do that.
Well, I mean, I think I'm going to do Canada again in May. I'm very, very, because apparently we're going to Florida, so I might go via Canada.
Yeah, because of course that's a nice short trip between Canada and Florida as well, isn't it?
I don't even know what the flight time between Canada and Florida is. I think it's like 3 hours. I think it's a 3-4 hour flight. That's how big that bloody country is.
I suppose it depends where in Canada, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'd be Toronto again. So I'm only going to go and see Bobby K. Unless we want to see Scott M. Let's all go and see Scott M.
Just turn up.
Turn up at Scott M's house. Then he really wouldn't be happy. Be at Malaysian breakfast is nasi lemak. Nasi lemak was I almost ordered that yesterday. I went to Dim Tea yesterday for the first time, and that was on the menu. And I was just like, that's interesting.
I have to look that one up because I remember the name.
Looks very tasty.
Yeah. I got it.
Nasi lemak looks very tasty. Not totally my style, but got to give it a go at some point. But it's very, very different. I mean, one of the things I know from a lot of the streamers, one of them will just have a bowl of hot rice and just get an egg and stick it in their hot rice and cook the egg in the rice. That just sounds like a meal over, because I just love rice. The amount of rice I eat now.
But me and my eldest boy, Owen, we spend hours watching YouTube sort of Korean street food and Japanese street food stuff.
So I sent you Yummy Boy, so that was
that's just like the tip of the iceberg, Yummy Boy. But there's so many different ways of doing things. It's incredible. Some of the breakfast, the inventive ways of using eggs. Yeah, I really like sort of the tornado omelets and things. So just this little simple twist on it, and at the end, it's just just makes it that little bit more special. It's like an experience as well as the taste as well. Dying to go over.
I'm desperate to go to Korea for the street food. Like everything they do there in Japan, they just got it. They've just got it.
The pact I have with my eldest is when we got enough money together, we go over to Korea and we don't leave them till we've done every single one of the street foods, or we're dead. Yeah,
got to do it. Hello, Itesh. Hello, buddy. Hopefully you're well. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Great to see you, buddy. Hopefully it's always great to see you. That's Japanese. Japanese is great. Any Japanese food, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Glad you got it. I got it, Welshie. I got the mail. Nothing better than going down a YouTube rabbit hole. Absolutely. Yeah. As long as you don't end up on the weird part of YouTube, which we've all done before. But yeah.
I love it sometimes when you get these recommendations and it's completely out of the blue and you're thinking, what the hell is that doing on my screen? I remember a few months back, I suddenly got this video of some bloke in Australia, I think it was, showing you how to build a garden fence. I thought, what? Why is this thing? So I started watching it. Then my kids came in and we all watched it, and it was really good.
Yeah. The worst one is a channel called Primitive Technology, and it's a bloke that builds like really amazing things out of nothing. And you're like, how have you done this? Like, it would take me 50 years to do that, and you've done it in a week, it seems like.
Yeah, there's a few on that sort of theme, isn't there? So primitive ways of building houses and things like that as well. But then you always notice on the videos, you can see the little tracks from a half track or something in there, like the bulldozer has probably saved them a lot of time. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, why would you do it all by hand if you don't need to? It's the same result. It's a little bit cheating, but it gives you the idea, and that's all that matters, really. Yeah,
as long as he's entertaining people, that's all that matters. That's what they're doing. They are entertaining people.
As long as they're not insisting that Kit Kats are chocolate, then it's all good, isn't it?
Shut up, Koovs. Brilliant. Always the rabbit hole I end up in is luxury flights, because I don't ever fly. Very rarely, and that's only if we've been very lucky enough to store up enough flight miles. to get like all these incredible flights are like £15,000 for like as one flight, and you're like, I'm never going to go on one of these, but damn right that looks good.
I wonder if it's the same channel I'm thinking of. There's one chap, he does like as many flights in the world as he possibly can. He does all the weird ones, including like the shortest flight in the world and things like that.
He doesn't do that. I just do watch luxury flights. That there's so many of them. There's so many flight channels.
And one I love in the winter as well, for a chill out one for when you're trying to get to sleep. I love watching the ones with the camera mounted on the front of a train. Yeah, like going south to north of Norway is amazing. Yeah, all the snowscape and everything, and just occasionally hitting a drift of snow on the track, and there's a puff of snow flies in the air. It's just so great. They're just so relaxing, so chill.
Gonna have to go to Norway at some point. I know the boss wants to go there to see where the Tirpitz was. Got to do it at some point.
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to do Norway, I think it's worth spending the time, hop over to Iceland as well.
Yeah, maybe.
On a curve around, because you get all the beauty of the fjords and the mountainous sort of areas in Norway, and just the trees hit you, the amount of trees there. But then if you hop over to Iceland, get all the volcanic activity and the things, it's just an amazing sort of round trip.
If I wasn't going to Albania in the summer, I would save up for a holiday in South Korea with a few days in Kuala Lumpur on the way. I'm desperate to save up to go to South Korea. I really want to go there. It seems like the most incredible place to just chill. But it's such a big country. There's so much to do there. Where do you start?
Yeah.
Need to organise one of those. What's it called? One of those trips that takes you all around the country.
I'd say the other one's kind of missed out on in a lot of ways now would be Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Because before it was handed back over to China, you could argue as possibly one of the food capitals of the world.
Yeah, it was.
An amazing place. But I was there for 2 days, and I was so gutted to leave. Wanted to be there for a month, just really explore it all. But
it's crazy place.
Amazing.
Hello, Mr. Haz. Hello, sir. Big up, buddy. Hopefully you're doing well. I saw you trolling the Sky Sports YouTube feed, Sky Sports YouTube live stream earlier, screaming, leave you out. So big up on the good work. Hopefully you're well. It's always great. Always great. Yeah, but Japan or South Korea, I think that's the bucket list for, I think, both of us. I think food-wise. I don't know if I want to do Japanese trains. Like just that is the most therapeutic video. It's just watching traveling through Japan or Japanese ferries as well. They just look so calm. Absolutely brilliant.
Where they get off? Am I thinking it's at the right? There's some trams in Japan, in Tokyo, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
I think it was Tokyo anyway. But just watching the cameras mounted on the front of the tram, it's like really, really amazing stuff. It's just everywhere's so amazingly clean. You get the hint of that from the World Cup and things with the fans always pick up after them. Yeah, it's just an amazing sense of social responsibility in the country.
Absolutely. Like, it's just like everything is clean, everything, and I hopefully we've done that here. It's still a bit of a mess here, but as long as it's just like everything is clean. It's just everywhere, and that's brilliant. It's always good. Afternoon, Steve. Hopefully you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're having a great day. Good to see you. Yeah, where would you go? Where would you go in Korea or Japan? Would you just do Seoul and Tokyo, or would you do the entire shebang, as it were?
That's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, the obvious thing is the answer would be you could just spend months in both capitals.
Yeah.
There's such a variety of things to do. And if you're going for the sort of culinary experiences, why would you need to move away?
Yeah.
But I think there's so many beautiful things in Japan I'd love to see. Some of the outer lying islands and things. And sort of nostalgia from movies as well. It's like, got to go to Okinawa because of the Karate Kid and things like that. It's just experience. If you're going to go traveling, see as much of it as you can, really. You might never get a chance to go back again. So,
No, you might not. It's just because the food capital of Japan is obviously Osaka, but then I want to go to the beer capital, which is Sapporo, which is the deep. Like you've got to go everywhere.
Yeah,
like every single part of that country has its own specialty. Like you've got to go to a hot spring.
Yeah, like the ones where the monkeys come down and sit in there during the winter and things like there's an awful lot of stuff, isn't there?
Yeah,
just experiencing the highs of the industrial cities, and then just get to the really rural parts and enjoy that for the simple sort of lifestyle.
Which is what I would personally want to do. I'd love to sit one of those shrines and just think that the calmness and the nature, as well as it's something I've always wanted to do. And
it's nearly the same being at a bus stop at 12:30 in the morning with a cup of tea that's going cold.
Yeah,
nearly the same.
I'd go to Norway just for the Northern Lights. Yeah, it's definitely that's not something I'm particularly interested in, but my God, is it beautiful?
Tis. You funny enough, you can see the Northern Lights as far south as Italy in the right conditions.
The right conditions, yeah. But definitely,
it's an experience. It's just one of those things. It's nice to see. It's like a solar eclipse.
Yeah.
If you know it's going to happen, why would you not want to see it?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Life's all about experiences, isn't it?
Yeah. Big up, Koovs and Ben from the bottom duder. Hello, buddy. Big up. You need to drink some more of your tea. It's great. I've drunk quite a lot of it, and everyone seems to love it. So thank you again for that tea. It's been brilliant. I really want to go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I bet that's a lot of fun. I want to go to New Orleans for the blues scene. How you do it? The blues scene, the blues bars,
and again, food.
Yeah.
I just remember. I think it was on Man versus Food. I think they did an episode in a New Orleans place where they did fish and chips, but it was done in this immensely brilliant way. It was like mouthwatering. You're watching them prepare it. So much care and attention going into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much. Somewhere, New Orleans and Tennessee are two places. I want to go to New Orleans for the blues, and I want to go to Tennessee for the country music, because I'd love to go for the country bars. That's something that's got to be done, especially with my love of rock and roll and country music. Got to go to a Lynyrd Skynyrd themed bar as well, just for the old school tunes.
Oh, after the Tottenham away stream last night, C Cubed and Will Stewart are back stream with us talking away afterwards. While Will's on his way driving home from a really long trip, so he's on as many streams as he can to pass the time. And they were just talking constantly about food places in America.
Yeah,
and Will's listing off all the different states, why you go there, what you should eat when you're there. Yeah. I'm just thinking, I wish I should have recorded that somehow.
Yeah.
I've got like a little roadmap.
Yeah. Where are they? They never turn up here. Damn them. Damn them beautiful people. Why are you not coming by for food chats? It's been forecast sometimes. You can see them here, but I have never. Yeah, it's very difficult. Very difficult. My flying is limited. The boss hates flying. You've got to do it. It's one of the things I've been saying to Mark and Mindy. They want to go to the States, and Mandy hates flying. So just get pissed out of your mind. Drink a load of rosé and then sleep it off. Way to do it. Southern food is truly great things in the world. Speaking of which, he's here. Big up, Will. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Big up. We need to record your food chats, Will. Lovely to see you. Hopefully you're well, and hopefully you had a safe trip back. You're all right, Coover. It's an amazing place. I'm I ghost more than you think. Big up. Yeah, the States is a brilliant place. I really want to go back there for a food trip. And not do the touristy states, as it were, where the food is crap. I need to do some of the proper places.
I did like 3 weeks in California. Went to as many places as I possibly could. And it felt like I could have been there for my lifetime and still not seen California. It's just the vastness of the place is just incredible. So that's it. Perhaps that's another plan as well. get the old Winnebago out and just go and live off the bank balance for the rest of your life, going across the states, seeing as much as you can. Yeah,
they know what they're doing. California road trip was great. Doing Santa Barbara to Camino, San Francisco. They had brilliant food in San Francisco. Big fan of them. That city in general. Big fan of San Francisco, Californian wines as well. It's one thing they are really good at them, and a lot of them, the wine buffs, they look down on California still, but they've got some good. Zinfandel is a big thing for a reason. But always great to have some California. They know what they're doing. Big up, Al. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, buddy. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. Yeah, that's one thing I'd love to do again, the Californian road trip. But I'd want to do it with friends instead of doing it with my family, because we argue every 2 minutes about nonsense.
Trying to think. Napa Valley, that's it. That's what I was trying to think of.
Brilliant, yeah.
A wine region, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere where you get sunshine, there's no reason why you can't grow some great grapes for wine.
Absolutely, especially with the Alaska air current. I don't know what that Alaska air current is called, but that makes the perfect buffer for making wine, because you have the cool temperature in the night and you have the hot temperature during the day. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It's a brilliant place. People need to stop ragging so much on California. It's a brilliant place. Well, a lot of my American friends I talk to hate California. They don't have any good words to say about it, but I have a great time there. But maybe that's because cities like San Francisco are very European cities for the most part. They seem very European.
Well, it's the stereotype of being woke, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
because they've always been really relaxed on the whole gay scene and the alternative lifestyles, as it should be. It should be good, perfectly acceptable anywhere, but they seem to be ahead of their time in a lot of ways regarding that. So in many ways, it's more cosmopolitan than most.
Yeah. But New York doesn't have that, which is very strange. But San Francisco is great, but probably because they've got the weather. That's probably why they're so nice to everyone. When you've got the weather, it's not like here. Everyone's always miserable because the weather's always terrible.
Oh, then again, it gets too hot here and everybody's fighting.
Too hot or too cold, too windy, not windy enough.
We're a baby bear sort of nation. We need it just right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not possible because we're in an in-sea nation, so it's constantly changing. But it'd be the same if you were landlocked like Germany, where it's like the weather's always this or always that. There's no sea to regulate it. It's a bit like Mongolia, really. It's why it's so weird. It's either freezing cold or boiling hot. Nothing to regulate the temperature. California is pretty great, though I don't like the southern portion so much. I'd like to go to San Diego. I do want to go there. Never been there. I only spent a couple of days in Los Angeles. Definitely want to spend some more time out there. I've only been to NYC. It is madness. England, the Mongolia of Europe. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But on that note, it's actually time to end the stream. That hour went so quickly, Koovs. We've just been talking nonsense.
Talk about stuff you like. That's go quickly, isn't it? Who doesn't like food?
Yeah, who doesn't like food and biscuits? But when are we going to find you next, Koovs? I think you're taking today off of the football streams, right?
I was going to. I mean, there was a possibility of going on the Savas in a minute, but to be honest, I get so much pain in my knee the last few weeks that I can't even sit in a chair for prolonged periods of time.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I'm probably just going to put the stream on, just lie on my side for a bit and just chill out.
Yeah.
I'll need me on here and then watch this again.
Yeah, absolutely. But
otherwise, it's the usual sort of rounds for me. Tottenham away.
Yeah.
Shelfside Spurs, perhaps. Bob's going to be back on Saturday within the wall. What else? I've got me and Bobby K doing Koov and the Kang on Sunday nights. Three Spurs boys bit. Yeah. I'm going to try and get back onto See if I pop on some of the fan shows on like Irish Hotspur. I haven't been doing that for ages. It's just too many channels nowadays, isn't there?
There are too many channels. Need to. When Will's doing one of his fan shows at like 2 a.m, I actually need to stay up one night because I've never been on that fan show, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I want to hang out with people like C-Cubed and Gaguma because they are just lovely people and just want to chill out.
We stayed up talking backstream till about 20 to 4 this morning.
Yeah.
And then as I was about to go to bed, I suddenly noticed, Jacob and Mikey are streaming in 40 minutes. 3 past 4 in the morning. Shall I? No, I can't. I just can't now.
Yeah, but big up everyone.
We need an ocean finance sort of channel so you can consolidate all the other channels into one manageable.
Just make a group chat where everyone talks nice to each other. I think that's a plan, but no one does.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be nice. But we will not be streaming tomorrow. We're going to do some, we've got some things to sort out tomorrow morning. So we will be back Thursday at 2 p.m. So yes, subscribe to Koovs and I, subscribe to Sava, subscribe to everyone in the chat who has a YouTube channel, whether it's Will Stewart.
I think I'll talk to Ben about, we'll get a serious legitimate email into Paul Stewart.
Yeah, we're going to do that at some point. That's great. But thanks to Koova for joining me as always. Thanks to everyone for watching today's show and not talking about football because fuck football at the moment. And thank you all so much for watching. And as always, if you smell what the Koff is brewing, leave it out. Come on,
Kit Kat's a biscuit.
And eat biscuits that are not Kit Kats. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone. Ciao.